Hello there. Welcome to Let's Talk Sport. Pleased to be joined by Luke Tanner and Joe Stanley. We're going to talk about the Merseyside fixtures against Manchester fixtures. So, the big one, Manchester City won, Liverpool won. Now, I want to firstly go to Luke. Do you think it was a fair result?
Yes. Yeah, definitely a fair result. If you asked me or Joe before the game, would you take a 1-1 draw at the Etihad? I think we both snap your hands off, considering that Liverpool's record there is not very good. I think the last win there was on the Manuel Pellegrini, I think, when we won 4-1. That was before Pep. So since Pep's taken over, Klopp's never won at the Etihad. And I feel like that's one of the 3 games where there's only 3 games a season where I think Klopp plays to not get beat. One's at Old Trafford, one's at Goodison, and one's at the Etihad. Don't get beat. Job done, I think. I feel like it's a good point. It's a good point. We're still third in the league. We're a point off top. I guess the only negative is the Trent injury. Looks like he's pulled up. Don't know the extent of his injury. Hopefully it's just like he needs a couple of weeks off and then he'll be ready for the rest of the game. Because that'd be a massive blow if he's out for a month or so, especially with these fixtures. You got to have James Milner and Nico Williams at right back. Could they do a job? Yeah, they could do a job for a short period of time, but just hopefully, that was probably the only negative for me, was the Trent injury. Apart from that, it was a good game. I thought Liverpool were good for the first 25 minutes up until the City penalty. And after that, I thought the team looked absolutely shattered. And we played for the draw. I think we played for the draw, which isn't the end of the world. City needed the win more than us. City needed to, claw back the ground. I think a point's a good point.
So,
drawn or gotten slapped.
And, okay, mainly Joe, was that a handball? Should that have been a penalty? I mean, I know everyone's going on about it. What's your opinion?
Incredibly harsh, but I suppose under the letter of the new laws, it is a penalty. Craig Crossan didn't look comfortable going to the monitor. Obviously, when he suggested to go over there, and as Gary Neville said during the commentary, he didn't look like he wanted to give the penalty, but obviously has to overturn his original decision and give the penalty. And as I said the other week on the channel, that a referee this season, when going to the monitor, has in the Premier League, he's never stuck with his decision. He's always changed. So as soon as he was going to the monitor, I knew what was coming. It's a little bit harsh. It's a bit like the Kilman one here in the Leicester Wolves game. Obviously, the Leicester Wolves one was a lot harsher. With Kilman's arm being really more tucked in, where Gomez's was further away slightly. I thought initially that it come off his chest onto his arm. One angle looked like that, the other angle looked like it hit his arm straight away. For me, it's a harsh one to give, but I can arguably understand why it was given. And credit to Kevin De Bruyne for missing the penalty, because obviously he didn't agree with it either.
Lifelong Liverpool fan Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Michael Owen was his idol.
Yeah. So, I mean, I still think last season that's given as a penalty. I don't think.
For me, I saw that. I thought that's a pen.
Yeah, I thought
it's not like it was like smacked like a yard out. It was like 10 yards away, and he hit his hand. Like I think Joe Gomez knew that it was a penalty. Mm-hmm. I know it said like natural silhouette, but that looked so unnatural. Like his body shape when he hit the ball. And I thought, yeah, that's a pen. But great penalty miss.
Yeah.
Take that.
Do you think
the Ruben Diaz one, when Jota's hit that shot from 20 yards out and his hands are out in front of his chest like that?
Yeah.
And that doesn't give him, that one could have been given as well, but
technically it's within the silhouette, isn't it?
We're clutching at that.
Yeah, I think you are a bit. But is this idea of saying to the referees, you've got to look at the monitor? How many referees are going to turn it over once they've been asked to go to the monitor? Because I guess it's some sort of peer pressure. If someone says, you might have got it wrong, look at the monitor, doesn't that instinctively say to them, yeah, I have got it wrong? And now looking at it, it might be a bit of a close call to make, but it might put that extra pressure on to make a wrong decision. Is that fair to say?
I think a ref that overturns a decision is a ref with a pair of balls. Because I feel like that. Did you not see the clip on Sky when they went back to the VAR room, and they were going back and forwards there. They were disagreeing with it back at the VAR HQ.
Well, that's probably why they asked him to go over, right?
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm glad refs are going to the monitors, because last season they didn't go over to the monitors. It took until an FA Cup game against Crystal Palace Derby for a ref to go over to the monitor. So I was quite happy that he went over to the monitor.
But surely what I mean there is, wouldn't it take a referee? Wouldn't it be more daring if someone said you should go look at the decision you've just made, then the referee to look, then just say, no, I was right the first time? I'd be surprised if anyone was daring enough to do that. I'm not saying that the Joe Gomez one should have kept with his initial decision, but will a referee do that? And I just don't think they will. I think as soon as they're advised to go to the VAR, they're gonna go with the contrary decision. Let's just say.
Yeah, because could you imagine defining a VAR decision? If I'm a ref and I know it's wrong, but you've got people in your ear saying, "Go on, you got to give it 'cause it's in the rules," and don't give it, you're not on the game the next week.
There's a pressure. There's an extra pressure as well.
Yeah, but, and the thing is, right, does VAR get brought up in Spanish football, Italian football, or German football?
It does, but there's less scrutiny. There's a lot less scrutiny.
It's only in England that we seem to fuck it up. But in the other countries, VAR is just a part of the game. Everyone gets on with it. It's not as big a deal as is in the.
No, it is a problem, but it's not. There's not as much scrutiny towards it. I know, for instance, Atalanta when they drew 2-2 against Juventus, 2 handballs that were given to Juventus. They weren't complaining at the time, but there was a bit of an outcry afterwards because everyone thinks the referees are pro-Juventus, but there's not as much scrutiny as in this country. I think that Gomez one could have been given even 5 years ago. I'm just saying hypothetically.
Yeah, that's.
So we're just looking to.
Wasn't even annoyed at that.
No, I think a lot of people are looking to be annoyed at VAR right now, and I think that was one of the examples. But that's what I think. Now, guys, that touch from Gabriel Jesus, was that intentional or was that accidental?
When he spins Matip and gets in between him and Alexander-Arnold and puts it in the net for the goal.
Yeah, that one.
Fantastic bit of skill, whether it's intentional or not. It's fantastic in to have the reaction to quickly dink it past Alisson with your left foot as well. I think
toe poke.
It's wonderful skill. I thought they all count. I don't care if it's.
No, it was a good toe poke as well.
Good bit of skill.
As a forward player, someone who used to play as a striker when I play football, and I would get the ball in there at any cost, even if it comes off your hand and you have to try and cover it up. Just get the ball in there at any cost. And I think the skill was. I do think he meant it. I think he'd seen the gap between Trent and Matip and thought, I'm going to spin him here. I mean, and he always seems to have a habit of scoring against Liverpool tasers, and it really annoys me.
I thought good bit of skill, but I thought Matip was poor. I thought he was poor today. I thought he looked off the pace. First off, I thought he was all right. Again, the goal was a good goal. I reckon if he was on his toes and actually put a little bit more effort to slide him, okay, it might have given away a penalty, but it's a risk he should have taken to slide in a little bit quicker. But I thought second half, Matip was so poor. His passing, I thought his passing was poor. Second half, and I hope that the international break now. I think he's retired from Cameroon, so hopefully he gets his sharpness up because he needs to be sharp and he'll need to be ready to go against Leicester when we come back from the international break. Because he looked off the pace for me.
I didn't think it was Matip who was poor. I thought it was actually. I mean, if you look at the penalty that was given away, the penalty that they gave away, the goal that City scored, Mane gave the ball away both times there, and that was key. But I also I thought Walker. I mean, what can you say about the penalty?
Did you see what Roy Keane said about Kyle Walker?
Yeah, and
why did he get the penalty? Because he's an idiot.
He's not. He's not 100% wrong, is he? Walker does this.
And he'll be playing right centre back for England. All pace, no brain.
Yeah, okay.
That's Kyle Walker.
I'm not convinced it's all pace and no brain, but he does make too many errors. He does.
Yeah.
So
One player, also, the one player that let me down, I thought let Liverpool down in the midfield was Gini Wijnaldum. He's normally,
but
I
he
know
was a bit
Chris it wrong.
exposed, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
they played
thought
4-2-4, both teams, so both midfields were bound to get run over. So it's no surprise the game was end to end because it just with two midfielders and four attackers, the ball just sliced through. I don't
I
think
just
there's a
thought
lot
he
of
was
blame that has to
struggling
go
on
at
the
his door.
ball. He's taking too long on the ball. He wasn't fast
yeah,
and quick.
he was a little bit sloppy. But
Yeah,
I bet the good thing is, we say about injuries and players getting overworked. After the international break, Thiago and Fabinho will be ready for the Leicester game, which will be good because it will give Gino Wijnaldum a rest. Because yet again,
He
he
will be
looked
away with
tired.
the
Salah,
Netherlands.
yeah, and where you got to play not one, not two, three international games.
Yeah,
What a joke!
yeah, it's
You don't think the players are
congestion.
burned out enough? Let's add another game to the mix, another pointless friendly.
Mhm.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Like, I think Klopp and Guardiola came out and saying, look, I think Guardiola mentioned the Trent injury. Saying, look, that's another top player out. Like, do no favours.
So,
you want the
Like,
five.
do you two agree that there's a problem? As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer mentioned as well, they're put out there to fail. That was his quote. Jurgen Klopp even mentioned as well that Tottenham will put out a lunchtime kickoff against West Brom after playing Thursday night. Is this a problem? What is the solution to all this now?
5 subs. 5 subs. I know that people were against Project, was it Big Picture? I was against Project Big Picture.
Project Big Picture was a different idea.
Was that about
entity? It was a different
yeah,
but there was one to
but
just
like with
introduce
like the
the 5
power of
subs.
the like with like the like the 5 subs. I find it odd that the rest of Europe had it, but we didn't have it. But that's an English thing to do. We like to cut off our nose to spite our face, and plus we're too stubborn to U-turn. So it wouldn't surprise you if we didn't have 5 subs. But I just felt like that. Yeah,
We're traditionalists in the football sense. In terms, the Brits are very typically traditional, and they don't like the idea of it changing. Like we were late with VAR as well. We were late with the 5 subs will come. I'm almost certain of that. Whether it hinders the lower teams, I mean, it just almost cements Burnley's place in the bottom 3 if we bring in 5 subs. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's also the TV rights that have to change as well because we've got these pay-per-view matches, and as mentioned,
that's
Ollie,
going to
they're
get
playing
scrapped.
it.
That's
They're
getting
playing
scrapped
it.
now.
Yeah, but they're playing. Man United were playing 12 o'clock on Saturday, and after coming back from Europe Wednesday night, Thursday morning, it's a bit short.
But like,
But
look at Liverpool after the international break. I think the South America lot. We're playing Saturday 3 o'clock. It's just a mess. Like it's only the 5 sub rules doesn't just benefit the big teams. It benefits everyone else.
benefits young players.
Yeah,
I'd
it
argue.
benefits young players.
Wait, yeah. Anyway, moving on. We're going to talk about Manchester United. No, sorry, Everton 1, Manchester United 3, and got to ask, what's happening with Everton, Luke? I mean,
Squad depth. Everton got great first 11, but when you get suspensions, get injuries, you see the drop off. Alex Iwobi, Bernard, Sigurdsson. It's a bit of a drop off, but it was always going to happen. That this drop off was going to happen at some point. I thought United weren't great either. I thought Everton were poor. I thought Everton let United play. I thought the first goal was poor defending by United. It's so weird because I saw the Everton goal. I thought, okay, ball's going up in the air. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, is he backing into Maguire? Oh no, he's backing into Lindelof, and Maguire's the spare man. You're paying £80 million for a aggressive ball-winning defender, and he's playing as a sweeper with no pace.
No. There's,
No
no.
pace.
He got in front of Calvert-Lewin multiple times. That's he had to have a decent game, Maguire. Wouldn't agree with you there. £80 million. We can still talk about the price tag. It's excessive.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah,
but he was actually quite good in that game, and Calvert-Lewin couldn't get anything away. But then, I know we can question Ole tactically multiple times, but when his back is against the wall, his players perform for him, and so he's surely got to be a good manager, right, Joe?
Well, yeah. Like I said last week, Manchester United is a mess as a football club, and needs sort of from top to bottom. But you can't blame everything on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager. And a lot of the problems are on boardroom level as well as the players' attitudes on the pitch. But obviously, every time Ole seems to be in trouble and there's question marks about his job in the press, the players seem to pull out of the result for him, and they did it again on Saturday. First half, I thought they did very well. They controlled the play after going 1-0 down. That was scrappy goal and scuffed shot by Bernard, but they just need to step up a gear and control the rest of that half. And then the second half, it was just a lifeless affair, really, until they hit Everton on their counter in the last minute and Cavani bagged his first Premier League goal. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer went to Goodison Park with the plan not to lose the football game. He ended up coming out with 3 points, and regardless of your performances, you can't complain with the 3 points. It's the end of the day, Manchester United need the points, they've got 3 points, and Everton have come crashing back down to earth in recent weeks.
I feel like that was obvious that if Ollie lost that game, I'd imagine he would have lost his job. So that team selection,
I think we're all in agreement there. He
was quite telling about he had to pick players that he could trust. And guess who missed out that game? Paul Pogba sat on the bench. That shows to me that when Ollie needs to get a result to save his job, that shows he can't trust Paul Pogba. He can't trust him, which means in the summer he's gone. He's out of it.
Yeah, but then how much do they get from him if Ollie's going to continuously keep him on the bench? It's they won't let him go for 20 million, will they?
He's going to have to play at some point because obviously Ollie can't persist with the same team throughout.
How can you expect Mata to last the whole season? I don't see.
Yeah, I know, but I do feel like that is dodgy transfer dealings, not poor squad management. I feel like, especially from the summer, but it does show to me that Ollie can't trust Paul Pogba when his job is on the line. And at the moment, right, you feel like with United that if United lose a game, his job's on the line the next game. But when he wins, it's like, oh, it's all right, it's good. Which is great as a Liverpool fan to watch it because it's it's like the circus. It's like the circus of Manchester United. So I was quite happy that Everton did us all a favour, rolled over, got their tummies tickled, let United win. That keeps Ollie in a job for longer because he's going nowhere. The club's going nowhere. Like they're finishing 6th, 5th. Yeah. They don't finish top 4 with that performance. It all hinges on one man. If they're going to do anything, it's keep Bruno fit and keep him firing.
Yeah,
but are you telling me he's going to play 90 minutes week in, week out in this condensed season?
Obviously not. But
Ollie will try and do that.
Yeah, but we are. Next matches take up again in 21st of November. We're closing in on the January transfer window. They might get reinforcements. I don't know, but surely the Rashford injury. Surely the Rashford injury has to hit them hard if he's out for a long time.
Daniel James on the wing. Is that what we're saying now?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what we are saying. I'd guess that Cavani would play up front and Martial would be put out wide. I don't.
Do you know what his big concern is? Mason Greenwood. Yeah. There's rumours saying that his attitude is starting into. The rumours are that he's getting a little bit too big-headed, getting too big for his boots. Thinks he's made it. Obviously, start of the season, the hype train got the number 11 shirt. Then obviously he goes over to England, bit of a naughty boy with Phil Foden, and since then he's not really been the same. He's been in and out of the team. and apparently Bruno had a go at him.
Wasn't in the squad on Saturday.
Yeah, wasn't in the squad.
So, I mean,
Which shows Ollie can't trust him either. And apparently the day before, he was crap in training, lethargic. Didn't look sharp. And from an 18-year-old, that is worrying.
Well,
like his attitude
he's 18.
already...
He's 18, so that's
yeah. No, but
I mean, isn't that surely the thing that gives him a bit of an excuse? I wouldn't say an excuse to act like that, but a reason to be like that. If he's 27 and doing that, then you question him, wouldn't you? But if he's 18, then I mean, come on, he's a young lad.
Well, let's see how he comes back from this, because if this is the same thing, the year after, or the year after that, his attitude's a bit lazy, a bit.
So you're saying he's going to become the next Ravel Morrison?
No, God, no, I'm not saying that. But like, if he doesn't sort it out, then make no mistakes, United will let him go.
Yeah, I mean, they let Pogba go at 18. So
pissed around with his contract. Then Fergie was like, "See you later."
Yeah, of course.
Off you go. So he needs to get his attitude sorted out. It's a good thing he's not going away with England or England's under 21s. He's been completely left out, and I think him being left out of the United squad will be beneficial to him to back up his ideas.
Yeah,
because he's top quality talent.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah,
he's a baller.
He's a baller. Anyway,
he's a baller.
So that concludes the Merseyside teams and the Manchester teams. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next video.